What is going on YouTube? Today we are going to be talking about identifying the highest strength pairs in the crypto market, how to do it in real time to play the winners and avoid the losers. There's going to be a lot of resources that I share throughout this video, so be sure to stick around until the end. Subscribe to this channel, show some support, and let's dive in. Using the website Coingecko.com, a very elementary resource, you can get a better understanding of what's moving. You can press the settings wheel up here in the top right, set it to dark mode because I can't see anything. And then you want to press this little 24-hour filter right in the top middle there. Essentially, this is going to show you the highest gainers over the last 24 hours or the biggest losers, depending on which you pick. Although it is only going to sort through the top 100, you can get a good surface level understanding what's moving over the last hour, what's moving over the last 24 hours, and what's moving the best over the last 7 days. But you all came here for deep alpha, and alpha is going to be what you get. Let's zoom in on some more efficient tools for viewing the crypto market. And remember, before we get into the real sauce, I take a quantitative approach to analysis. I trust numbers and not feelings. If this resounds with you, be sure to join the Twitter. The handle is @LearnToEarnify, and if you scroll down to this pinned tweet right here, we have a free Discord community, and I'd love to see you there. And so now, the real alpha. We're going to be using this website called VOD Data. It is a real-time dashboard, completely free. They are not paying me to use it. It is just a great software. VODdata.app is the web page. We're going to go ahead and open the app. We're going to use the menu on the top left to navigate to the market. And then there's this really useful tab in the top right, price changes. So we're going to zoom in a little bit. Using this drop-down menu, we can see top gainers in a specific time frame, like 1 hour, 4 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 2 week. I like the 1 day, and this shows you in real time which projects have the highest relative strength. So right now, one called MDT, a project I have never heard of, is up 39%. This is a great place to start doing your research, because if you find the tokens that have strong pumpamentals, you might come across one with good fundamentals, right? If the price is going up, it might be going up for a reason. This is a great place to find other tokens to do due diligence on. And so now we have this same screen, full screen, so it's much easier to see, right? Super, another project I've never heard of, is up considerably in the last 24 hours, up 22%. SEI is up 35%. This is how you can find the winners that have outstanding market performance over the most recent time frame, i.e. the winners. Again, a great place to do your research and familiarize yourself with the tokens that have high relative strength. Two other pieces of data that I think are worth talking about in this VOD Data dashboard: open interest changes and funding heat map. So for example, this yellow line in the middle, Super, a token we were just talking about, has had a significant spike in open interest. That means there are a lot of people either trading on margin, options, or the most likely option, perpetual futures. That is how most people access leverage. So if we see a significant spike in open interest, that means there are a lot of degens trying to catch this volatility. Conversely, when you look at APR funding heat map, this basically tells you the premium to long or short the asset. So for example, the Rune funding on 8 hours is 0.12%. That means there's a 0.12% captured every 8 hours to long that asset, i.e. the degens are particularly upside bias. So far in this episode, we have talked about Coingecko, VOD Data, and the last tool in our toolkit that everyone uses, TradingView. By far the easiest way to identify relative strength in the crypto market, compare it to Bitcoin. So right now I have a Bitcoin chart. This is the 12 hours. So over here on the left is October, and I'm just going to add some cryptos. So for example, Solana. You just press this plus button up here in the top left. Let's add Solana. Let's add INJ, right? These are all the cryptos that we have been following in the live streams. Let's add Celestia. It only came out recently. Let's add Tau. These are all the projects that, in my opinion, have been outperforming Bitcoin. And this is objective evidence that they are strong, right? So this candle down here is Bitcoin. So from the start of October until now, Bitcoin is up 40%. That is our benchmark asset. But when we look at these other cryptos, they are performing above. So for example, Injective up 115%, Solana up 143%. TIA up 180%. This is all over the same time frame using Bitcoin as the statistical reference point. This is a very useful approach on a longer time frame horizon as well. So I changed it to the weekly chart. On the far left is the start of 2023 and the current price is over here on the right. Right, Bitcoin up 123%, but all these other alts have performed above it. My thesis is simple. The alts that outperform Bitcoin in a bear market are very likely to be the hottest ones in the bull market. Plain and simple. Identify strength and hold on tight. Using Bitcoin as the reference asset is a great tool to identify strength on a longer time frame horizon and help identify the winners and the losers, but the 13 and the 21 EMA have been particularly adept to these market conditions. So what you want to do is you hit the indicator button, you type in EMA, it's going to pop up, change it to the 13 and the 21, add whatever colors you like, make it pretty. But what I'm telling you is that when these EMAs contract in the short term, the 13 passes the 21, usually the market begins to pop. That's just something to consider, that these 13 and 21 EMAs have been quite reliable for when they begin to narrow, a big move happens next. Another piece of data for you to consider. And so just to reiterate so I'm crystal clear, I have given you guys the toolkit to identify strength of different cryptocurrencies in real time. Coingecko is a great place to start, but I think the deepest alpha can be found on VOD Data, looking at price changes, the biggest gainers over the last day, changes in open interest, and the funding heat map. Comparing to Bitcoin as the reference asset, I think is the gold standard for identifying strength and weakness, while the EMAs help you get a lower resolution snapshot into what's actually happening. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you learned something, and of course, have a great day.